Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel and another Christmas beer review. Now, this time it's coming from our very own Everards Brewery here. The moose is sat on there and you can see his eyes. The other review I did, you couldn't really see his eyes. But also, I'm bringing this to you with Ale & Audio, who are they do a podcast every week. It's on Spotify. Check them out, Ale & Audio. And they do the same podcast on the YouTube channel as well. It's absolutely a brilliant listen. It comes out on Friday morning, midnight Friday, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I have got the Getting Blotto in My Grotto, Ale & Audio Christmas Jumper. Way! I can't do any clapping or whatever like that. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I'm reviewing one of our very own Everards festive beers, and also I'm keeping it close to home with a podcast that supports me, and we support each other, and we share the love about the pub sheddies, which is what this is. It's a pub shed, and also all the proceeds from this, they don't make a lot of money from these, as you'd expect, but all the proceeds from this are going to a charity, RMCH charity. It is at the Manchester Children's Hospital, continuing excellent in treatment, research and care at the Royal Manchester Children's Hospital. And they looked after one of our very own pub sheddies, the Taylor Tavern's son, last Christmas and throughout the year up to spring this year. So a great charity, brilliant that Ale & Audio are giving all the profits of this jumper to the charity. So that's why I've got it. That's why I'm wearing it. That's why I'm doing the review in this. So we have tonight, keeping it all friendly and local. I love my local brewer. I love Everards Brewery. This is my favourite beer that I've been drinking since I was old enough to drink, many, many years ago. We have got Sleighbell. Everards of Leicester, limited edition, Sleighbell, festive and fruity. Now, this is coming in at 4.5% ABV, which is quite a low ABV for a sort of like a festive beer, really. But I'm quite confident with this because since Everards have moved over to their over to their new brewery, they've been doing some absolutely fantastic small batch brews, and I've not had a single bad one yet at all. And I've tried quite a lot of them in the pubs as well. They're doing a fantastic job. I must do a brewery tour because I want to meet the persons that are brewing this beer. So this is, as you expect with a Christmas beer, it's a ruby red ale full of rich, fruity and winey flavours. Perfect to enjoy it in front of a roaring fire, which I keep going on about. I've been talking about enjoying these beers in front of the fire. After delivering presents all over the world. Well, I've not done that tonight. I'm sure for my grandson I'll be dressing up as Santa Claus at some point. Probably not. But yes, so here we go. Here we go. Now, the thing with this that struck me is I came trotting down to the Spencer Arms tonight to take it out of the fridge earlier on to leave it on the side to warm up. But it actually says on the back, and I love it because I wish more breweries would do this. Can you see there? Serve cold. Not served chilled, served cold. Now, I've got a little bit of a shadow casting off my cap here, but I haven't got a Christmas hat. And I find that the mic is brilliant on the hat. So I'm going to crack this open. I've got my Everards glass here. And we're going to get this festive Sleighbell into the glass. I'm pouring it quite hard actually because it doesn't seem to be giving up sort of like much of its cut. Oh, and there we go. It's coming chasing up there. Looking very nice. Looking very nice in the glass. I 100% wanted to do this tonight and I got distracted by a live feed that I was just watching with Simon at the Real Ale Craft Beer and Rate My Beer. I think they're called. I've just found them now. So here we go. So yes, here we go. It is Very cold. You can see the condensation on the outside of the glass to show that it is really cold. Now, I was using this glass last night, and I did say that it's about time I gave this. I've done some regeneration of the glasses. This is a brand new glass, and it could do with having a regeneration clean, just to make sure that every single part of the carbonation comes to the top and not stick to the side of the glass on any nucleation points. So there we can see the condensation. Look, this is a very cold, which is really quite mind-bending for me, because anything with rich, fruity flavours and a Christmassy, festive beer, I sort of don't want it cold. It's really weird, but I thought, no, I'm going to do what it says on the tin and see what we get. So I love you, Everards, but I do honesty. So if I don't like it, I'm gonna just be honest and tell you. But just take it from me, they're a great brewery. Oh, so yes, even at this cold temperature, there was a very nice sort of fruity nose there. Oh, that really did surprise me. Now the head has dissipated quite. It's still there, but it's got a very, very, very thin head. But that is, I'm actually really looking forward to this. I hope this tastes as nice as it smells. Right, cheers everybody. Merry Christmas for when the time comes, or we're building up to it. Cheers. That has taken me quite by surprise, I've got to admit, because I didn't expect to get any flavours out of that at this temperature. This is I've got two fridges, right? Okay, so I've got a fridge over here, and I keep meaning to paint it because it's white and it just looks out of place. And I've got like a black fridge here. So my white fridge has sort of all the beers in there that I want to be kicking around about the 10 degrees mark. So if I have I have quite a few Everards mini cask kegs, which is like the fresh beer straight like you would get it to the pub, straight from the tank straight into the barrel. It's fresh. It's got liveness in there, and it's not it's soft carbonation. It's just natural carbonation. It's like what you would get in a barrel of beer that goes to a pub. And I put the vertical extractor in that, and I hand pull that. So they always lie around in that fridge around about 10 degrees. The sort of beer that's in there, whereas the beer that's in here is like your ice cold, your 3 degrees stuff, 2, 3 degrees, any kind of like lagers or IPAs that I want really like chilling down. I didn't expect to be putting this in that fridge. I really didn't, because I would expect a rich beer, fruity and full of flavors, to not need to be ice cold. However, I am rather impressed by that. I've got to say. And also, even at this cold, and I'm hunting for it because I know it's always there. And I'd like these guys to tell me that it's not always there, because I taste it every single time and it warms my heart. The signature Everards, like crystal caramelly malts that they use, whether they use crystal malts, I know they're doing crystal malts are like caramalts in there. It depends what you want to call them, but they always have, all their beers have some sort of that signature Everards taste, which is toffee and caramel. And I've had quite hoppy beers from them that will still give that back addition of caramel and toffee. And it's great because they play with it. They make it subtle, they make it forward, they put it in the mix right in the middle. Old Original is quite toffee caramelly, rich, nutty. I mean, the tasting notes on the back here, it's like bitter, hop, sweet, malt. It really is a beautiful beer when it's right and kept right and served at the right temperature. Fantastic. The Tiger Ale, fantastic. This is bringing that Everard's signature with it. I actually can't believe how this tastes this cold. It is quite bitter as well, but it's got that lovely Moorishy bitter back end bitterness that is non-offensive. It's there. It's got a lovely little tiny bit of dryness, but then the sweetness of the malts comes through and just hangs around. This is 4.5% ABV. I can't quite believe that. I wouldn't say it's warming because number one, it's ice cold. But then again, that could be like a double negative, couldn't it? It's ice cold, so as it goes into your body naturally wants to warm it up. It's like they always say, if you're freezing cold, sorry, what's the right word? Uh, if you're hot, have a hot cup of tea, because when you have a hot cup of tea, your body then wants to make you cold because that's hot going down. I think somebody said that to me before, or whatever. Or if you're cold, have a cold drink because then your body would just recognize that coldness and warm you up. So it's almost this: is this giving me a nice warm feeling because it's freezing cold? Now this is saying to enjoy this in front of a roaring fire, right? Now, every night I've got a roaring fire, well, the log burner going, and I've had to come back down the cabin because the beers I've been doing, I've been getting roastingly red hot, really, really hot. And to go out this way, this would go down well in front of the fire because it's really refreshing. It is actually quite, yeah, I've just said that. It is quite refreshing, but also dead moorish as well. And I'm going to be interested to over the weekend. I'm gonna try. I'm sure I'm going to be out and about in a pub this weekend, an Everard's pub. Probably going to go to the Old Horse if they've got a gig on, um, or maybe there for a bit of food on Saturday afternoon or something. And I'm sure they'll have this on, and I'll be interested to see if they've actually got this served like on a tap where you can get it up the chilled pipes and get it ice cold, or whether they've got it on hand pull, because it's just interesting how many flavours are in this. Being this cold, look at the condensation on there. Look how cold. This is absolutely making my hands freezing cold. It really is cold. Let's see what temperature this is at. It's cold. Um, I've had to put the heating up a little bit in here because, oh my word, oh my word. Right, so there we go. I don't know whether you can see that. We're at 4 degrees. So for me, a beer of this sort of description, ruby red ale full of rich, fruity and winey flavours, perfect to enjoy in front of a fire, I would never, if I hadn't looked on that can, I would have never have put that. If this is at 4 degrees now, I mean, I'm holding a stemmed glass, so I'm not warming it up. I would have never put that at sort of 2 or 3 degrees. Not a chance. But whoa, what have you done, Everard? I've got to, hopefully when I tag them in this, they might give me a bit of his description why this is served ice cold. It's absolutely excellent, to be fair. It has got definitely bitter, fruity, but not overly fruity. It's not like a Christmas cake in a glass. Yeah, but do you know what? I'm actually going to call it quite a complex beer because whenever you drink a beer and you keep drinking it and you keep trying to find out what's going on in it, um, that's an interesting beer. It's an interesting beer. Now, I have ordered the mini cask. They're also doing a festive beer, like a festive, and it's stronger and it's different. Um, so That's going to be completely different, I'm sure. I've not really looked into it. I've just seen it and I've ordered it and I'm picking it up on Christmas Eve and I'm going to be drinking it Christmas Day. So I will, if I have time, I'll go through that as well. But yes, thank you very much, Everards, my local brewery. I would have, well, I am being honest, but if I didn't like it, I didn't think it was up to your standards. Feedback's a gift. But you've produced a beer at 4.5%. That's moorish, bitter, sweet, balanced sweetness with the bitter. That literally is quite enjoyable to drink ice cold, which has quite bamboozled me. It's like a Santa Claus magic, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so definitely great job. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say that this is like smashing it out of the park, but I don't think it's designed to. It's not. It's not designed to be a alcohol heavy, deep, thick, sort of like Christmas cake beer. This is a nice festive beer. It's a nice moorish, chilled sort of. It sort of reminds me of like when the snow comes down, and if you imagine if you was on Christmas Eve, and we all want a white Christmas. We're all looking and hanging out for the white Christmas, ain't we? I don't. I mean, I love the snow, not when I'm working in it, but I like the snow. And it's like if the snow started coming down on Christmas Eve, you'd go out, wouldn't you? And it'd be cold, but it'd be that sort of like that different type of cold, not that freezing cold, damp, horrible. When the snow comes, it's like a different kind of cold. It's a cold that you don't mind being out in and enjoying with all the whiteness of the snow. This is like that beer. This is like going out on Christmas Eve when it's snowing and grabbing, and there is what the result is. This is a snowfall on Christmas Eve beer. Speno analogies, I don't know. But, there's some snow there, isn't there, as you'd expect, falling down. A lovely can as well. Really feels nice. It's got that real nice sort of like roughness about it that is going to be a pleasure to put up on the ceiling. But yeah, I'm just really quite impressed with that. Served cold, not chilled. Cheers, Everards. Merry Christmas. Keep your small batch beers coming because they are absolutely banging. I've not had a bad one yet. I've not even had one that I could even criticise at all for any reason. I had a beer at 3.5% when I went out a few weeks ago, and I thought, I'll just try that. So it's like, and again, it had flavour, even though it was that right down in that low ABV. Very good. If you're down in Leicester, please go to Everard's Meadows. It's just across the road from Foss Park. There's lots going on there. There's a coffee shop. There's a cycle. There's loads of water. It's always really busy, even in the freezing cold weather. And the Everard's tap room, which is huge. It's called the Beer Hall, and it really is huge. And you can see all the big. They have the big tanks. They have tank beers and whatever. And I've not done the brewery tour yet for my sins. But yeah, it's well worth a visit, and they're doing lots of different small batch beers. And for a traditional brewery that's been brewing the same beer for years and years and years, these small batches are going great. So cheers, everybody. Thanks for watching. Please go and check out Ale and Audio. I'm going to put all the links to everything in the description, and please just check out their Spotify podcast on a Friday morning. It is great. It is. There's another video where I've reviewed it on here. Check it out. This is about Everard's, it's about spreading the love and having a great Christmas. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate if you push the like button, because I think the like button is what we need pushing. So if you've watched the video, just smash that like button for me, please, and I will be forever thankful. Merry Christmas. Enjoy the beer. See you on the next one. Thank you very much.